Good evening, I'm Christy Walker along with Paul Fowlerball, and we're here to announce all the action in tonight's matchup between Southern Indiana and IPFW. Ought to be interesting tonight, Paul. Southern Indiana leads the conference with wins of 7 and losses of only 1. Indiana Purdue Fort Wayne is 3-5 so far this season, but they're playing well right now.
Well, that one loss on the ledger, 15-1, number 3 in the nation, as now we see Jenny Newhart. She's receiving some awards for career blocking record at IPFW. Finish that point, that one loss came against Ashland at Ashland. Ashland coming in, you look at their record going into that game, they were just 3-4 in the conference, and they knock off number 3 in the nation, Southern Indiana. So it'll be a close game tonight. I think it will be.
Right, I think they're playing well. Like we said, Jenny Newhart, we didn't want to downplay that. That's a very big mark for her to take over the career blocks. And we're going to go down to the floor now. Let's take care of these starting lineups for both teams. That was number 23 for Missy Hart. It's kind of hard there. They left their warm-ups on for Southern Indiana, and also starting for them is Leanne Freeland, and what we have quite a record for her from her last game, Paul. She scored
46, 20 of 22 from the floor against Ashland, so obviously she wasn't the problem.
That's right, definitely somebody you want to stop. Also out of starting is Kirita Bonner. And we'll get the last couple of names for Southern Indiana. We're sorry we didn't have that lineup for you from the start. For IPFW, starting at guard, number 14, Wendy Recker. Sophomore out of Auburn, Indiana. From Decatur, Indiana, number 32, Lindy Jones. She'll be someone to contend with for Southern Indiana. Number 43, Leah Sheets, a freshman from Columbia City. Also number 44, Jenny Newhart, a junior out of Harlan, Indiana. And the last is number 50, Tara Mazzullo. And Tara Mazzullo is from, Auburn, Indiana.
Right.
So that's the starting lineup for IPFW.
A couple of DeKalb players out there. Of course, Wendy and Tara play together at DeKalb High School. Just to clarify, now Jenny Newhart has 85 blocks in her career. She's only a junior. She broke the record of Pam Edwards, who had 80. Of course, Pam played last season, too, so that record didn't last very long.
That's right. That's right. That gives a lot of credit to Jenny, and I know just in the last couple of years that I've watched her play, she's just really come on. And I'm sure we're going to see a lot more as this season's still fairly early for the women. They've got quite a few more games left to play, and it'll be interesting to see what she ends up with. And the tip is up, and Southern Indiana controls the ball. And they go for a quick shot underneath, no good, by Eileen Weber, and we'll bring down the floor. IPFW getting set up. They look to go inside. Jenny Newhart not open, but the shot up, and the roll is good. Tara Mazzullo.
Southern Indiana comes in 87 points a game, and here's one of the main reasons. Ooh, tripped up there by Mazzullo.
Fans aren't happy with that one. They definitely thought she was fouled, and a wide open dish to Leah Sheets, and that's a good play for IPFW as they get on the board here, 4-0. IPFW leads. Southern Indiana looking for their first basket, but we're going to have a shove underneath.
It's on Freeland. 32 picks up her first foul, only 42 seconds in. She's a sophomore. Everything Southern Indiana does revolves around Freeland. Leanne Freeland averaging 25 points a game coming into the contest tonight. That's going to be a matchup down the low post. That frees up Newhart on the offensive end.
That's right.
To work on Freeland.
Jenny Newhart looking around. They dump it inside. And Newhart with the rebound, and I'm surprised they didn't call a jump ball on that as there was a battle underneath, but Southern Indiana ends up with it. They're still looking for their first two, and I'm sure once again they're going to look to go inside to Freeland if at all possible. And as they are, but she's nowhere to be found. But inside they did find number 33, Kirita Bonner, but that ball just kind of swims its way across the top as though there was a lid, and IPFW with a chance to go up by 6. Recker looking around.
They are going to try and push the ball into Newhart. That time bounce pass was there. Newhart couldn't control.
Nice turnaround move by number 32, Leanne Freeland, and I'm sure that's how she gets some of those 25 points a game. She also is fouled, and she will go to the stripe for 1. Jenny Newhart gets her first foul.
They gave that to Newhart. That should have been on Mazzullo. Now Pam Bowden up off the bench wondering why Newhart was on the other side of the low post. Won't argue probably too much because Mazzullo is going to draw the defensive assignment all night long on Freeland.
That's right. The shot was missed there, so IPFW leads 4-2. And a chance here. We'll see what they can do.
Sheets won't shoot that much off the dribble, but she will penetrate. Good ball handler at 5'10", freshman out of Columbia City. And she's really impressive as a freshman. One thing I know Pam Bowden is pleased with her progress on the season is she gets up and down the floor very well.
And the inbounds pass deflected by Southern Indiana. So Wendy Recker once again will try to get the ball inbounds. And a turnaround shot by Jenny Newhart.
That's going to be tough. Freeland is drawing the assignment on Newhart down at the defensive end. And Jenny is more of a scorer than Tara. They're going to make Freeland really work for her points tonight on both ends.
And a drive and a swipe away.
That was Sheets comes out of there.
Yep.
Newhart picks it up.
Newhart gets it. IPFW with the basketball. They go underneath to Lindy Jones. Lindy looks, turns, shoots. No good. Rebound by Eileen Weber, and she is surrounded by IPFW players, manages to get it out. So Southern Indiana will get the ball down the floor. They look underneath for Freeland, and we've got a foul before the pass. We'll see who they get it on. It looks like they possibly are going to get Leah Sheets.
Well, it's obvious right off the bat Southern Indiana is going to push. But IPFW is responding with a tempo of their own that I haven't seen, frankly, from them this year. They come in 74 points a game. IPFW is really better in the half court.
Mazzullo with the block over Freeland.
And of course, as soon as I say that.
And there's Wendy Recker with the drive underneath and the layup.
4 players now in the scoring column for IPFW, all with 2 points apiece.
They dump it outside. 3-point shot is up, no good. Recker not in position for the rebound, but Southern Indiana saves it, and Leah Sheets is able to get a hold of it.
Weber comes in, she shoots 31% of her three-pointers as a team. Southern Indiana way up there, 40%, so they do put up the three-pointers.
Lindy's cut off at the top of the lane, but finds an opening, drives, and gets the roll. 2 points for Lindy Jones.
Make that 5 players in double figures.
And the drive for Sheets, once again, the lane wide open. She just takes it to the basket. And it's a 10-4 ball game, IPFW with the lead. I'm sure the coach is pleased with the early lead for IPFW. They're definitely playing well right now. They're playing their own tempo as well as getting back for Southern Indiana on the defense.
Freeland picks up her second foul, and it's 6:15 to go in the first half. That is a big call, huge.
Huge call with a lot of time left there, Paul. That's going to definitely, I'm sure, bring her out of the ball game. And that'll force Southern Indiana to find someone else to dish that off to. Somebody else is going to have to pick up the shooting.
Well, I'll tell you what, they bring Kathy Teepool in. Nothing against her, but you're losing a lot of scoring. Kathy Teepool, number 51, averages 3.6 points a game. And you're taking the 25-point score out of the contest for Southern Indiana. She has the only 4 points for Southern Indiana right now.
And Jenny Newhart gets the pair, so Southern Indiana looking to climb into this game very early. IPFW jumps out to a quick lead. IPFW playing a tough man-to-man defense, and the dish underneath is good. Kathy Teepool with a nice touch off the glass.
That's Mazzullo's fault. She realizes it. She just got a little caught up trying to help out Newhart. When you're fronting a player like that, you can't afford to pass the beach from the front.
And Newhart unable to get her hands on that, but it's called off of Kirita Bonner, and IPFW will get the ball underneath the basket.
This is a good time for Mazzullo to come in and take a break with Freeland on the bench.
That's right. Dottie Porch steps in to replace her, and the dish into her. She's tied up, but dishes it out to Newhart, and a nice touch.
6 for Newhart, 14-6. IPFW surprisingly taking it right to them.
That's right. We'll see if Southern Indiana, if IPFW stays in this man-to-man or decides to go to a zone.
IPFW is normally a man-to-man team. They will play some zone defense, but Coach Pam Bowden, like a lot of players, feels that man-to-man will allow you to do some things on the transition game.
Good effort there by Lindy. She was able to track down that ball to the outside, take it to the bucket, and get fouled.
That's really Lindy's game, to get it going both ways. She likes to drive to the basket. She can do that all day if she wants to, but she likes to get other players involved. Of course, Pam Bowden probably wants her to do that too. But she can drive on anybody in the conference. And just a side note here, this is going to be the interesting matchup because Linda Jones is really one of the top players in the Great Lakes Valley Conference, and going against Freeland, this is a time to make a statement.
That's right. The second one is good, and Lindy was quite a hot shot player in high school as well, so she's carried that over into college and really grown into her own here at IPFW. And that was a short shot. IPFW here already with a 10-point lead. I'm sure hoping to maintain that. And as they get ready to set up their offense, they go right inside to Dottie Porch, and she takes it up against the defense. Unable to get it to fall, and Southern Indiana is going to push it down the floor, but Wendy Recker was right there, dishes it off to Newhart.
And one.
And one.
I have not seen IPFW look this good all year long. This team is just sort of waiting to explode. I know Pam Bowden has talked about next year, but she's always sort of had a little twinkle in her eye because I think she feels this team is going to be pretty tough down the stretch.
Well, IPFW definitely off to a good start here. The College Cable Access Program Guide provides information about our programming, including IPFW sports telecasts. To receive your free Channel 6 program guide, send your name, address, and zip code to Channel 6 at IPFW, 2101 Coliseum Boulevard East, Fort Wayne, Indiana, 46805, or call us at 481-6000. And that'll let you know what's on and when our sporting events are going to be, so you don't have to just do the channel flip with the remote. I know a lot of people do that sitting at home, but if you want to know what program is going to be on next after this game, if you call us up or write us, you'll get a free program guide, and that'll let you know.
I just got the scoring handed to us quickly, though. Jenny Newhart out of the gate with 8 points. She comes in averaging 13-3 a game. She's coming back off a scratch cornea of a couple weeks ago, and I guess she has found her shooting.
I think if that was the problem, it's definitely been fixed.
The shooting, as we have it upstairs, is 7 of 10, 70% for IPFW, just 3 of 10 for Southern Indiana, and 2 of those baskets coming from a player on the bench, Freeland.
That's right. So right now, Southern Indiana looking for that shooter, basically, who's going to be the person that can get it done, and they're going to have trouble with Freeland sitting on the bench, and I'm sure she's as much of a driving force for that team when she's out on the floor, but it's going to be difficult for them because she's going to have to sit a good portion of this half not to get into foul trouble.
Well, you know, it doesn't take a genius to see the correlation between Freeland coming out and Newhart starting to tear it up on the offensive end. Freeland was guarding Newhart, and I think Jenny is just going to have to really put it on for Southern Indiana to put Freeland back in the game.
And Wendy Recker there, called with a moving block. That's only her first foul.
Team foul number 3 on IPFW, Southern Indiana with 5.
Southern Indiana still trying to find the inside, and they did get a shot off, but it was no good by Kathy Teepool, and then a turnaround and an offensive foul against Kathy Teepool.
A perfect flash in the post, was wide open, the ball was delivered on time, turnaround. Couldn't ask for more. Nice 6-foot jumper wide open, she misses and goes over the back. And here we go, Freeland is going to come in.
Recker finds Newhart, but she kind of loses control on the ball there. Sheets looks out, finds Lindy Jones there looking as well to go down inside. Jones drives, Leah shoots from the outside. Now, I was going to wait to see if she was going to dish it off, but there was no way. That ball was nothing but going to go up and through.
It's sort of a tongue twister. Sheets shoots.
Sheets shoots. That'll be a workout for tonight. I'm sure we'll see some more of that. See if I can get it straight the next time around. Southern Indiana not really looking to take the 3. They're looking to shoot inside, and a driving shot no good. but she got her own rebound again and pulls it down, and we're going to have a jump ball called.
IPFW possession. Well, Leanne Freeland was on the bench for 2:54. She enters the game with 13:21 to go, and I guarantee Tara Mazzullo comes in now too. But IPFW is going to pound it on her.
I'm sure it's worth a chance to get a foul and take it to her and see which way the Stripes want to call it tonight. If they get that third foul on her early, it will really help. Wendy Record drives the lane, shoots, no good. Rebound by Sheets. Dumped inside to Newhart, turnaround jumper. Oh, in and out, but back through. I tell you, that bricked its way through. And IPFW leads this 23-6 right now in the first half, and great hands.
Chancellor Dugan needs a timeout for Southern Indiana. Jenny Newhart, 11 points. The left-hander has got it going from the outside tonight. Maybe Jenny wants to be the Great Lakes Valley Conference Player of the Year.
Maybe. We talked about it. Sheets with the shot, didn't follow her shot, but Newhart came out. And tough break there. Freeland ends up with the ball. She ditches it off to Weidenkamp. They go outside. This is their first three, way off the marker. And that was Deb Pope.
Check the ball. There needs to be some error, and Deb Pope comes in hitting 52% of her three-pointers.
And that was one that she does in. Lindy Jones with a tough shot there against the pressure. Actually probably got a hand on the ball, and Southern Indiana is going to bring it down and try to get closer to double figures here. And almost a save.
Sheets did step out of bounds. Good call by the official.
Nice hustle, though, for IPFW. That's the second time they've been after the ball as it's really close to the line. Lindy Jones was able to save it the once, and Sheets tried there. Southern Indiana gets the ball in bounds. Freeland with the shot. She's a little bit short, maybe a little bit cold from sitting on the bench for that short amount of time. I'm sure she's not used to being put down so soon in the game. Brecker looks underneath. Jones looks under to Newhart. She's hot. That time it was a little bit rough off the glass. And Southern Indiana gets the rebound. And the three-point shot is up and good by Missy Hart.
Well, they had gone a long stretch of time without a basket. I believe it's been about 4 minutes.
I would say it almost has since 16. Newhart turnaround jumper. That left hand is definitely hot, Paul.
Well, I know Chancellor Dugan, the Southern Indiana coach, likes to play the man-to-man, but she's got to find a way to neutralize Newhart. You're not going to be able to do it with Freeland guarding her.
A three-point break by Eileen Weber. And IPFW looking for a good shot now, and that was a good dish inside to Sheets. She was nailed by Deb Pope.
1 and 1 the rest of the way. That's a 17th foul, 11:04 to go on Southern Indiana.
Number 11, Deb Pope.
And we'll watch that one more time. They get a nice dish in. Wide open shot. Pope either had to foul her. That was an easy two for IPFW.
Newhart has done it all. 6'1" center out of Woodland, Indiana, playing the assist person on the last play. She's a little winded right now.
She deserves that break there to go down on the bench for a little while, catch her breath. I know Pam Bowden feels very comfortable in her bench and able to substitute people in, but I'm sure as tough as Jenny's playing, we won't see her sitting there much more than just to catch her breath.
Well, the big thing has been Tara Mazzullo coming along this season. She has improved so much, and she gives an extra big body down the low post. She has some offensive skills too.
IPFW up 27-9. Southern Indiana looking here to get on the board. And that's going to be a tough call. Leah Sheets is going to get called as Deb Pope cut. And Leah tried to get her hand in front of her, but had body contact there. And that's her second foul.
14th foul.
Southern Indiana with a wide open dish inside. Purita Bonner.
Debbie Porsche got lost on the screen that time.
That's right. She got a nice easy deuce off the glass. Lindy Jones trying to pick up the tempo, drives inside, nowhere to go with it though.
Give it back to her.
Mazzullo looking, and we're going to have a blocking foul, and The coach is upset. The player knew. The coach is kind of going, I'm not sure I would call that, but Eileen Weber's going to get called on the foul, and that's her second.
I think she might have been a little more disgusted with where you're fouling Mazzullo out on the court, 25 feet away. I don't think Tara is a threat to drive to the basket or put up the three-point shot from there. Silly foul. Really silly.
And I don't think she needs really anyone else in foul trouble, especially with their #1 player looking to be with 2 fouls this early. I'm sure we're not going to try to see at least her force any shots. She's going to be open. She's not going to get a 3rd foul if she can help it. IPFW will see what they can do about it. Oh, and a little bit of a travel. But she drives on the inside. Eileen Weber finds a baseline open after a first step. A free one for the officials. It's 28-13, IPFW.
Well, they want to try and swing it to Mazzullo down low or get Jones off the drive.
They go inside to Sheets. Sheets dishes it back out to Lindy Jones, and she's pushed, and there's going to be a foul.
2-shot foul. Was a step inside the 3-point line.
Got a lot of players with 2 fouls out there on the floor. None of them's going to want to pick up their 3rd here in the first half. Coming back in is number 22, Daria Whitekamp for Southern Indiana. And the first one is Brick.
Not characteristic. Lindy shoots about 80% on the season. She has by far and away the most attempts, 93 coming into the contest.
But she gets a second. So Southern Indiana has picked up their tempo on the defense, and I'm sure we'll see a little bit of change here on the offense. They're going to continually look to go down deep. And a nice steal by Wendy Recker. Southern Indiana tried to dish it back outside. Mazzullo, and a little bit long. Southern Indiana finds their way out with the basketball.
That was not the shot, and Jenny Newhart's going to come in.
Inside to Freeland, and off her hands, so out of bounds to IPFW. And Newhart back into the game. Dottie Porch will take a seat. We'll see if IPFW's offense picks back up with Newhart. We'll see how she can do. I'm sure she'll be faced up here with Freeland now, and see if that hot hand still stands. Lindy Jones drives the lane and takes the shot, gets the roll. Fans and the coach there were looking for an offensive foul against Lindy.
31-13. And this is number 3 in the nation?
Yeah, I was going to say I would have never predicted this score. Well, I did say that early. I just didn't think that IPFW would.
You thought it might be a short night.
I thought it might.
It's a very long night.
That's right. I thought it might have been the other way right now, and I shouldn't say that. Now I've told everybody, but well, I'm really impressed with IPFW's play right now.
15-1 and 7-1 in the conference. Southern Indiana, you look at them on paper. Sure, they're going to be pretty tough. 87 points a game. They can put the ball in the basket. Not tonight. They're shooting very poorly. We'll get those stats updated as quickly as possible. I would venture to say it's right around 25%.
That's right.
Nothing happening offensively. I mean, you want to go through Freeland, but she's really tentative right now. Mazzullo is really putting the body on her.
And Newhart as well. Freeland makes a nice move toward the baseline. Her shot's a little bit hard though. And a rebound shot by Eileen Weber was no good, but the foul. And Jenny Newhart gets her second foul.
Weber is just a freshman from Washington, Indiana. That's down south. She's the second leading scorer on the team, 15 plus a game. In case you were curious, 76% from the free throw line.
And we'll see what she can do. First one's down.
The only reason I said that, trying to put the whammy on her, obviously.
It always, but it usually does. I mean, about the time you say how good someone is from the free throw line, and the next shot is up, and it's good. Obviously, Kathy Teepool is coming in for Eileen Weber. Inadvertently blew the horn.
Well, Weber might have seen that and said, I'd like to stand and play a few more minutes.
Yeah, I'll miss this one. for sure. Wendy Recker had the ball stolen away, got it back, and a foul's going to be called on number 22, Daria Weidekamp.
And IPFW's been in the 1-and-1 since the 11:04 mark, 8:20 to go, and a 17-point lead.
Take another look at that. Really didn't get to see it as Wendy lost the ball, and in an attempt to basically both grab the ball, they called the foul.
You'll notice there is precious little rotation on the ball by Wendy Recker when she shoots, but that should not deceive you.
IPFW getting the rebound there from the missed free throw. Chance to get 2 more on the board, and they dish inside to Dottie Porch. Turnaround jumper, no good. And this time we're going to get Lindy Jones inside, trying to get the rebound.
That's a foul that coaches can live with. She's fighting there for the board.
That's only Lindy's first foul of the game, with 8:06 remaining here in the first half. Southern Indiana still trying to find their niche here on the IPFW court. Good defense by IPFW. And it still stays Southern Indiana ball, but what's interesting, there's 9 seconds left on the shot clock, so they're going to have to step up their offense a little bit and try to get the shot off. Coach takes a little bit of time to get the ball back to the official with a couple words with it.
It's timeout too. I think they're going to have to start going to the 3. They come in averaging 14, 15 threes a game. They have made just 1 3.
That was a nice shot there of Chancellor Dugan. Southern Indiana gets the ball in quick. Freeland looks for an opening down the lane, drives. And that bucket is good by Daria Weidekamp. Freeland unable to go anywhere. She was tied up, dished it off underneath. So Daria will be at the line, shooting 1. And it's good. Nice sound from the Mike baskets. Nothing but net. Leah Sheets looking inside, finding Missoula. She turns, shoots, nice shot.
All day, Freeland with the 2 fouls can do nothing. Once the ball gets in that position in the low post, she has no chance unless she has some help. And Missoula picks up her second.
That's right, reach around there. It's where you want to hold your ground. You don't want to do that reaching. You're going to get called on that every time. Well, most of the time. Sometimes the officials aren't always awake, so I won't say all the time. Freeland from the line. And Freeland was definitely not there to hit that one, as that was brick from the backside. Dottie Porch rolls around, shoots, and it was tipped, and Freeland gets the rebound.
Porch went right into the arms that time of T-Pool.
Right idea, though, Dottie.
Shot fake next time.
That's right. Oh, and we're going to have IPFW balls. They're just basically going to say that was tripped over her own feet. Coming back into the game is Deb Pope. And coming out is Daria Weidekamp.
And next time down the floor, don't be surprised the inside out to Freeland and Pope. Pope hits 52% of her 3-pointers, and they are getting nothing off their motion offense early on.
Lindy Jones drives the baseline, had the shot, but was unable to put it up, in the rebound by Kathy T-Pool. They dish it inside to Leanne Freeland, and there's 2 off the glass. I'm sure that's a familiar sight here. The fans are finally happy to see her get into the offense for Southern Indiana, and it's a 34-19 ball game. Inside to Dottie Porch. Dottie doesn't turn to roll this time, but she's going to get it again. This time it didn't quite get there, out of bounds to Southern Indiana.
Well, it's almost as good as a timeout. Jenny Newhart wants to check back in. There has not been one timeout in the first half, and IPFW players dragging a little bit, hands on the shorts. It's been as fast a tempo as I've seen IPFW play in a number of years.
Southern Indiana definitely looking for Freeland. She's trying to get open under there. Missoula's doing a great job. They're going to call an offensive foul on number 33, Kirita Bonner.
Pushed off with the lead arm, the left arm. Sheets in good position. Sheets is just a freshman.
That's her third foul, so she's going to take a seat on the bench, and coming back in is Eileen Weber.
Bonner comes in about 9 points a game.
Newhart gets the ball off to Wendy Recker. Wendy brings it down. We'll see what IPFW tries to set up now with Newhart in. They tried to dish it to her. It was blocked. Oh, nice hustle. And I think they're going to say that Recker had position, and so they're going to give the foul to Kathy Teapool.
That's one of those no-win situations for the referee because the ball goes out of bounds. Had that ball stayed in bounds, they would not have called anything, but Recker was there first. Here's another look.
Wendy Recker, total line to shoot, 1 in the bonus.
Well, there was some pretty heavy contact too, I guess.
She wrapped around. Wendy did nice hustle to get back to that. She missed the shot, and they're going to call traveling.
Oh, my. Coach Chancellor Dugan for Southern Indiana out on the court saying you just called it one way. How about calling it the other way?
Not only is she out on the court, I think if these fans thought that they could get away with getting out on the court and giving the officials a piece of their mind, they would as well. Jenny Newhart with the touch off the glass. Rebound to Freeland. Freeland ends up bringing the ball down the floor. I think she wants to see Southern Indiana wake up and get going. Baseline wide open, but Newhart with a nice block there, arms up. Sheets ends up on the ground, and once again, Eileen Weber finds the baseline open.
Well, Weber got some help that time. Rebecca Tilleman setting a moving pick, shielded Missoula right off of the play.
Andy Jones dishes it inside to Missoula, and Missoula gets two. It's like, all right, shut me off on the one end. I'll get you back on the other.
Well, she has just come on. She didn't see a lot of playing time last year as a freshman under Eileen Kleinfelter, and is really starting to come into her own this year.
Freeland with the stretch on the arms and the save, but Wendy Recker comes around, dishes it off to Lindy Jones, and this should be two, and it is. And we're going to see a timeout right now by Chancellor Dugan. She has seen enough. It's a 38-21 lead for IPFW with 4:52 remaining here in the first half. And we'll be right back with more action right after these messages.
For 1994-95, and the Great Lakes Valley Conference has been rated by NCAA Division II Conference. Get a closer look at the IPFW team.
Yeah. And we're back. What an exciting game so far, Paul, as IPFW has pretty much had control of this one from the beginning.
Well, one of the big keys. Ann Freeland, 25 points a game, had 46 the other night against Ashland. Number 32, the 6-foot center, picked up her second foul of the game at 16-15 in the first half. And she has not been nearly as effective as what we were led to believe, 20 of 22 for the field against Ashland.
That's right.
She's really getting bodied, too.
That's right. IPFW has to watch that baseline because I tell you what, Eileen Weber has found an opening, and that's her second basket here in a row. Opposite side this time for Southern Indiana. Southern Indiana picking up the man-to-man. Wendy Recker looking to go inside, shoots, and her shot's no good. Rebound by Rebecca Tilleman.
Guarantee, because I'm a look pretty good. Southern Indiana, all they want to do is cut this lead to under double digits by now.
And Leanne Freeland with a nice shot off the glass. Jenny Newhart unable to do any more than she did. Hands straight up. Obviously not wanting to draw the foul herself. 38-25. A shot is good by Lindy Jones. It's only 2 though. She had a foot on the line.
Now that's just the pop-out elbow jumper right there. Lindy runs down, runs off the screen to the low post, pops out.
Freeland dishes it off, but the basket is no good, but Freeland ends up with the rebound, breaks it herself. She's going to take control, dishes it out. 3-point shot is up, short. Freeland with the rebound. We're going to have a foul on Jenny Newhart, and that's a frustration foul.
That's Jenny's second foul, so she's going to come out of the contest. They need her offense.
It's her 3rd foul.
Ooh, 3.
So they're definitely going to bring her out. They don't want her to pick up a 4th foul here with 3:31 left yet in the first half. And that's a tough break for IPFW. You cannot allow Southern Indiana 4 or 5 shots into the basket. If they don't get it in, they're going to be going from the free throw line because somebody's going to get frustrated and foul. And I think that's what Jenny did.
4 offensive rebounds that last possession. That's not going to win you any contest.
No, Leanne Freeland hot from the line first, and the second one is down. So Missoula gets the ball in bounds, and IPFW not wanting to allow Southern Indiana back into this game. They can keep them down under 10, I was going to say, and Dottie Porch retrieves that ball as it was batted out by Southern Indiana. Sticky man-to-man defense right now.
Plenty of time on the clock, 12.
Missoula looking inside, dishes it off to Recker. Recker goes, finds Jones. Jones takes it in the lane, up and off the glass, no good.
It's got to touch rim. It's got to touch rim. That's a shot clock violation.
And it didn't. Dottie Porch tried to get the ball back up. She's basically being hounded underneath the basket, though. A tough shot to make. And unfortunately, IPFW didn't get it up against the rim, so even if they would have got the rebound, like you said, that was a violation. The clock did go out. So Southern Indiana here with the chance to cut this 13-point lead down even more. Oh, a nice steal by Wendy Recker, and if she'll take it coast to coast. Yes, up and off the glass, no good, and Dottie Porch found herself a little bit out of position. And they send it all the way down, and the shot's good by Deb Pope for Southern Indiana. And the Screaming Eagles are screaming their way back into this game. It's an 11-point lead, and the fans are trying to get behind this team to get this under 10 points before they go in at halftime. If not, even better.
There's the matchup right there. Missoula with a spin.
Oh, nice touch shot, just didn't quite go, and Southern Indiana coaches calling for him to spread it out, try to open up that lane, I'm sure, for Freeland, but no, they're going to take the shot outside, a battle underneath. Dottie ends up on the ground, and Recker ends up with the ball.
Good no ball that time.
Lindy Jones drives the lane, shoots off the glass, it's good. And that's when IPFW really needed Lindy just to take control. She found the opening, put it in up off the glass.
It's always the X factor. She can get a basket on her own, doesn't need the player to screen for her to get open, and now Lindy on the break.
That's right, with the steal, and really foul.
Got intentional here, no, just a hard foul.
And I would say Missy Hart was going to make sure that that ball wasn't going to go any higher than it was when she had contact. And
just do a little work in the taekwondo there.
And it was just a hack across the arms. So Lindy just basically trying to recover from that to shoot the free throws.
I think one of the big keys for IPFW is their ability to go one-on-one. The ISO plays, Lindy gets the ball, and they pull her out of side of the floor, and she can go up, put it on the rim. And you've got all good players that can do that. Jenny Newhart's got good one-on-one ability. And Terry Mazzillo tonight has shown that she has got some good low-post skills.
And Lindy misses both of them. So Southern Indiana's going to hustle down, trying to get their offense set up here for a good shot. And they look inside for Freeland. Missoula.
Ooh, there's some banging, and
Missoula
gave an elbow. Dumb foul.
And I tell you what, though, they usually, you know, she's being shoved down under there, and it gets rough, and they always catch the second one. They didn't catch Freeland with the bump, and so Missoula throws the elbow and gets called.
Well, they're fronting Freeland. Missoula's job is to front her. She's got to know better right now. I guess that is only her second. I thought she had 3, so it's not as bad a foul as I thought it was.
We're taking another look there, and Freeland's like, hey, 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 look what she's doing to me. And a jump ball, and I think it's Southern Indiana's, and it is. So a miss by Freeland, but that's a chance for 2 as far as they're concerned. And this lead is a 12-point lead. So right now they could cut it still. It would still be in double figures, 10. It could go for the 3, but I don't think so. Freeland off the glass, and it's good. And IPFW is only up now by 10 points, 42-32. And they've got to keep the momentum. IPFW really needs a basket. Freeland bats the ball out of bounds.
Well, you have to credit Freeland. She has played the last 13-plus minutes with 2 fouls. She hasn't picked up the 3rd.
She's playing a lot more aggressively here the last few minutes, too. Dottie Porch with a nice idea on the pass. Missoula finds herself wide open and sinks it for 2.
Big basket puts them up by 12.
That's what IPFW has to do. They're going to have to be able to maintain scoring. If Freeland gets another basket here, and she does, that's going to be called on Dottie Porch. A block shot, moving block, and not a real good move there by Dottie. She's going to put Freeland to the line. And this will be the first time that Southern Indiana can knock this down into single digits.
That was a case of good fortune, too, because that ball was tipped up in the air. It ended up being a perfect pass off an IPFW player to Freeland.
She breaks it, though, and there's going to be a foul on the rebound. Sheets finds herself with the ball.
Missy Hart.
Missy Hart finds herself with an arm wrapped around her and a foul called on her, and it's automatically down to the free throw line for IPFW. 44 seconds left here in the first half. 10-point lead for IPFW. Leah Sheets is at the line.
Take a look at halftime and see what IPFW is shooting from the line. The pace has been such, I guarantee that has something to do with their free throw shooting, but I know Coach Bowden was not pleased. They shot very well in the preseason, the first few games, and all of a sudden it dipped down. They were shooting around 80%, right around that mark, and right now they come in shooting as a team around 71.
And Leah sinks both for IPFW, so they're not backing down here to this little run made by Southern Indiana. Even though they were up by 17, they're up by 12. And that's a tough call, as I believe that's going to be the second there on
Lindy
Wendy.
Jones.
Are they going to get it on Lindy or Wendy?
Lindy Jones
They
picks
got
up
Lindy.
the foul.
And I believe that's her second foul. It is. Leanne Freeland sinks the first. Take another look at that as she drives the lane, basically trips herself over Lindy's feet, but the call was made.
It's one of those calls we said down the other end. The ball goes out of bounds. You just can't, walk away from that. It would have been a change of possession.
That's right. Daria Whitecamp was on the line there. She sank both. So IPFW looking themselves for another basket. Plenty of time. Actually, only about 3 seconds different between the shot clock. And a tough foul there for Southern Indiana. Daria Whitecamp gets her second foul way outside, even outside of Lindy's shooting range.
I don't think Lindy was going to the basket quite yet. I think IPFW was going to run it down, try and run it down as close as they could to the 4-second mark. And you get the 2 free ones.
That's right, there was only about 4 seconds difference, so they were in no hurry to get a shot, but first one is good for Lindy. And it's an 11-point lead. We'll see if it is 12. And it isn't in and out. Dottie Porch got her hands on it, but it ended up rolling off the top. And Southern Indiana's going to look for a basket here to keep it, try to cut this down into single digits to go into the locker room at the halftime.
They want to swing it to Freeland or Pope on the outside, see if they pop back outside.
And that was a tough break because they had the ball. Freeland ends up getting a bucket out of it. So the final of the half here is going to be 47-38. They cut the deficit to 9 points in the last few minutes of the game when Freeland was finally able to come back in. And IPFW, though, still looking good and playing hard, and I think this break is what they need. Like we said, Paul,
right.
IPFW didn't call any timeouts here in the first half. And we'll be right back after this halftime feature. Hope you stay tuned.
First-year IPFW women's basketball coach Pam Bowden is enjoying a fine preseason after coming to IPFW from the University of Alaska Anchorage. She has inherited a club which returns no seniors but still enjoys one of the top ratings in the Great Lakes Valley Conference. We want you to tune in every Wednesday at 7:30 to find out more information about the IPFW women's basketball team all season long.
In our ever-expanding world, we need a reliable source, one that addresses important aspects of our daily lives and provides us with useful information. Health and Home Report is that source, with stories on how to get the most for your money, where to go for a great vacation, hot fashion tips, what's happening in the world of arts and entertainment, and the latest medical breakthroughs. Health and Home Report provides a world of information.
The college basketball season is underway for 1994-95, and the Great Lakes Valley Conference has been rated by some as the toughest of the NCAA Division II conferences. Join Coach Andy Piazza and me, Matt DeLong, to get a closer look at the IPFW team and this year's competition.
Communication, a fundamental right basic to all human existence. It's a powerful interactive force. It can be the joyful sharing or exchanging of ideas. It can be used to create understanding, to persuade or seek information. Communication can foster friction between individuals, but it can also foster love. However, if communication breaks down, the results can be devastating. And contrary to popular belief, no one is safe from a communication disorder. Speech, language, hearing disorders can occur in any age, gender, race, or socioeconomic group. Speech, language, hearing disorders may occur because of birth defects, cleft palate, cerebral palsy, mental retardation, deafness, developmental delay, learning disabilities, mental retardation, poor language models, disease, chronic allergy or colds, cancer, stroke, Parkinson's and Alzheimer's, trauma and aging, head injury, voice abuse, yelling, noise pollution. Birth defects, developmental delay, disease, trauma, and aging may result in communication breakdown with delayed language, stuttering, hearing loss, misarticulations, voice disorders, aphasia. For the 1 of 10 persons in our country who have communication disorders, there is hope. Communication can be improved through speech-language therapy and hearing rehabilitation. Communication is a fundamental right. No one should be denied the use of the right to communicate. Jay was always a hard-working business professional, top in his division. His wife Lois had just been offered a partnership in the agency. They were very happy and success was at their doorstep, but the accident changed all that.
Engine 32.
Brain injury left Jay unable to communicate. He could understand what was said to him, but he couldn't tell others what he wanted. The neurologist told Lois to expect difficulty in communicating with her husband, but she felt totally cut off from him. Their lives were disrupted. Nothing was right, and for the first time they were afraid. Their physician referred them to the speech-language pathologist at the hospital. After testing to determine his strengths and weaknesses, the clinician structured a rehabilitation program specifically for Jay. The speech-language pathologist showed Lois techniques to help improve their interpersonal communication. With speech and language therapy, Jay improved in his ability to communicate. Hard work, a lot of effort and time were necessary, but Jay began to interact. With family support and speech-language therapy, Jay is regaining his right to communicate. Jenny doesn't understand what Richie is saying. His voice sounds muffled to her, and she doesn't understand that waiting will result in her having the next turn. Richie doesn't understand exactly what Jenny is saying. Her voice sounds funny. She is still in the process of developing clear speech due to her hearing loss. When Jenny was a baby, her parents noticed that she was not responding to noises. They were afraid she couldn't hear. Her parents consulted their physician and were referred to an audiologist at the local speech and hearing center. The audiologist was able to determine that Jenny had a hearing loss. She was fitted with hearing aids so she could hear the sounds around her. Currently, Jenny is seen regularly by the audiologist for follow-up testing to make sure her hearing aid is working properly. In addition, she participates in speech-language therapy. Early identification of hearing loss is critical to developing good speech and language, and Jenny, with the use of a hearing aid and regular therapy, has an excellent chance to communicate effectively. When Bobby was in the 2nd grade, his speech was so disfluent he could not express himself easily. It seemed to his parents that Bobby was starting to avoid talking to people, even family and close friends. No one else in the family stuttered, and his parents hoped he would still outgrow his speech problem. While in school, Bobby's classroom teacher noticed his disfluency and referred him to the school's speech-language pathologist. The pathologist also talked with Bobby's parents. She helped them better understand Bobby's stuttering and suggested ways to help him communicate more easily. Currently, Bobby is enrolled in the speech therapy program at his school. He is one of the many children with various communication problems who receive therapy for speech, language, and hearing disorders. There is improvement in Bobby's speech. At last, he is beginning to know the joy of communicating. Mrs. Stewart needed directions to the meeting room. It was noisy and she really couldn't understand. Instead of asking the receptionist to repeat the directions, Mrs. Stewart went on her way searching for the meeting room. It was embarrassing that she could not clearly hear the directions, but she did wish people wouldn't mutter. Actually, Mrs. Stewart has a hearing loss that has been gradually getting worse during the last few years. Often, the person with a progressive hearing loss is unaware that messages are not spoken clearly. After experiencing a number of similar incidents, Mrs. Stewart took advantage of the free community hearing screening, and it was confirmed that she had a hearing loss. She was evaluated by an audiologist and fitted with a hearing aid. There was a period of adjustment. After all, she was hearing sounds that she had not heard for a long time. She began to understand speech better than before because of her hearing aid. There was an improvement in the quality of her life, and she began to interact with others. Regular visits to the audiologist to check her hearing aid will help ensure continued success in hearing others. Communication is an important basic right, yet you or a member of your family may be deprived of that right because of speech, language, or hearing disorders. Early detection of such difficulties is vital to a proper program of rehabilitation. Evaluations of speech, language, and hearing problems combined with properly planned therapy are available to you and those you love. For school-age children, contact the speech-language pathologist in your area school. For non-school-age children and for adults, help is available through rehabilitation centers, hospitals, community clinics, private practitioners, or university speech and hearing centers. Don't delay. Seek help now because communication is your right. Break down the barriers that keep you from leading a fuller life. Speech is worth hearing.
Indiana tonight and taking them on well. Right now, IPFW leading by 9 points, 47-38. And the Screaming Eagles there had a couple more points as we flashed up on the screen. So, Paul, let's break down some of the first half statistics and let's tell these folks why IPFW is playing so well right now.
Certainly. I think one of the big keys for IPFW is the shoot at 50%. And the big buckets are coming from down low. 4 of 6 for Tara Mazzullo. Jenny Newhart is 5 of 7. Newhart with 13 points. Lindy Jones 5 of 11, 14 points. Wendy Recker 9 assists. Just a little sidebar. Wendy Recker now is on the season currently with 124 assists. The record is 137, so she'll probably go over that mark next Tuesday. On the other side, Leanne Freeland got in early foul trouble. She came out of the game with 4 points, and then at halftime she ends up with 17. So, I mean, got to get the third foul on her quickly. We mentioned just before we came on here, Christy, that IPFW had 3 players that played the entire 20 minutes in the first half. Teague, we'll keep an eye out for it. Wendy Recker, Lindy Jones, and Leah Sheets all played the entire way. And that could be a problem later on. I know it's late in the season, conditioning should be there, but I've never seen IPFW play this fast a tempo.
That's right. Well, that's definitely where the half will come to effect for IPFW. They definitely needed a break. Coach Bowden not calling a timeout to give the players a little bit of rest, but I think at that point during the game when they're playing well, you don't want to sit them down, you want to let them go. And hopefully the fatigue isn't a factor for IPFW here in the second half. And it's going to be tough to shut down Leanne Freeland. We got her off the floor early in the first half, and she's come out and she's hot. You know, she's just hot as can be.
She's got dynamite moves in the low post. I mean, she can post up, and she really works. She uses her entire body. She uses her lower body, the legs and the hips to get wide open. She pushes players off with her legs and her hips, and she's wide open. And the Southern Indiana players understand this, and they get her the ball. Southern Indiana is really surprised this year. I mean, frankly, they are. They were 17-10 last year. No one expected to be this good right off the bat.
That's right. Well, they are this good, or at least they're ranked this good. 7-1 here, as we said earlier in the conference. And so IPFW is looking good, though, here. 47-38, like we said earlier, they're leading, and there's a shot of some of the fans that are out here enjoying this game. And we hope that you can come on out. The men's game immediately follows this. So IPFW men will take on Southern Indiana. We at IPFW are pleased to be able to bring you cablecasts of NCAA athletic competition. We hope you've enjoyed the show and the excitement of intercollegiate sports from IPFW. To provide such programs, we need your support. With the help of many volunteers, we're able to produce these programs at a relatively low cost. Your contribution will help defray the production costs not covered by the Channel 6 budget. The College Cable Access Center invites you to invest in quality college programming by sending your contribution to Channel 6 at IPFW, 2101 Coliseum Boulevard East, Fort Wayne, Indiana, 46805. Please make your check out to the Indiana Purdue Foundation at Fort Wayne and designate it for College Cable Access. We'll try that one more time. There we go. College Cable Access Athletics. I was reading ahead of myself, and that's what you get. You get yourself into trouble. 16 seconds left here on the halftime ticker, and there's some more fans sitting in the seats ready to go, and I'm sure IPFW needs to come out with a lot of intensity as they were playing there in the second half, and they're going to play well if they do that. If they sit back, they're going to let Southern Indiana walk right back into this ball game, and then I think it will be a tough factor for IPFW to come back from behind after having such a lead early in the first half.
Oh, that's a good point, and then one I wish I had made, that IPFW, by keeping the tempo up, I mean, they stuck in the lead. They're a good half-court team, but you had Southern Indiana on the transition running back and forth from defense. IPFW was able to get some cheap baskets in the first half, and I think that sort of kept them in that mode, kept attacking. IPFW 50% field, can't argue with that.
Nope, IPFW with the ball off the bat. We'll see if they can get on the board. They go dish it inside to Missoula, and she has a short shot right away. And nice attempt at getting the ball back from Southern Indiana, but no can do it, and they come down to set up their offense. We'll see who can get on the board here first in the second half. Shut off that baseline. She ran that all day long in the first half, and she gets down this time. The shot doesn't fall, but Eileen Weber's going to go to the line.
Good thing Sheets picked up that foul rather than Newhart. Had a crowd down there.
That's right.
That's Sheets' third, but Newhart had 3.
Newhart had 3 to start with, and you don't want that 4th foul. And Southern Indiana's in the same position. They have a few players with 3 fouls that are going to have to watch out here. No one wants to pick up that 4th foul early.
Their players with 3 fouls are Karita Bonner, and she has a total of 2 points, and Kathy Teepool with a total of 2 points. So not as crucial as the IPFW
Not
players.
as crucial, but, you know, they've got a short bench down there. They have 4 players that aren't playing, and so it can become a critical factor if you get a couple of them out, and a time factor as far as the amount of time these players must play. She's rotated quite a few players in to this game, so that's where it would hurt Southern Indiana, probably not point-wise. Leah Sheets looking to get rid of the ball. Somebody wanted a call made on that. Newhart tries to drive the baseline, and that's not the shot to take. She was totally covered up. Tough break. Leah Sheets tried to get her hands on it, was unable to. The dish outside. The 3-point shot is up and long, and rebound by Weber.
Ooh, blocked by Mazzullo, out of bounds, blocked it out of bounds.
Good block by Missoula. No one wants to give up an easy basket, and Weber's looking to play that baseline all night, so we're going to have to shut her off. She's going to try to inbound the ball here. IPFW not wanting to allow Freeland. Nice shut off by Newhart. Weber from the outside and a ringer for 3. And that's a shot we didn't see too much of in the first half, and the fans are up trying to get behind Southern Indiana and get the momentum their way. It is now a 4-point lead for IPFW. Lindy Jones, there's what we're talking about. She takes it to the lane and gets a bucket all by herself.
She can do it whenever she wants, and that's a great play to have in the book. Hey, Lindy, we need a basket. Why don't you just drive and put it on the rim for us?
And she received the call loud and clear the last time in a traveling violation on the Screaming Eagles. And IPFW gets the ball out of bounds. So right now is a real good time for IPFW to get another bucket, not allow Southern Indiana to get into any momentum or tempo, or the tempo that they want to be in here early in the second half. And they get it inside to Newhart, and there was a good pass, because that was a chance to get that 3rd foul on her.
Give and go doesn't go.
Southern Indiana looking to go inside. Freeland definitely will try to drive the lane. They look outside. Weber dishes it in, finds Freeland wide open. So Freeland gave it up at the top, cut right back to the basket, and they dish it right back to her.
4-point lead again. IPFW was up by 18 at one point in the first half, steadily around the 12-point lead mark.
And that was quite a surprise for us, so I think they would be happy if they can just even stay in front without that lead. Battle for the ball underneath, and Southern Indiana ends up with it. Karita Bonner asking for help, got it. And down to Freeland, up off the glass, and it's good.
Put it in the book, 17-27. It's a 2-point lead, and Newhart picks up her 4th foul.
And a lot of people are waving to her. They're glad to see her going off the floor. Timeout, IPFW. Pam Bowden wanting to talk to these players at this time. It's a two-point lead for Southern Indiana, and we'll be right back. Stay with us.
The college basketball season is underway for 1994-95, and the Great Lakes Valley Conference has been rated by some as the toughest of the NCAA Division II conferences. Join Coach Andy Piazza and me, Matt DeLong, to get a closer look at the IPFW team and this year's competition.
On here, 49-47, Southern Indiana screaming, and that's their logo, Screaming Eagles. So we'll use that back into this ball game, and the person leading the way for them is Leanne Freeland, and she's going to be on the line here shooting 1, and she gets the 3-point play out of it. So it's a 1-point lead for IPFW. Jenny Newhart amazingly stays in the game with 4 fouls, and Wendy Rector ends up on the floor. The ball's popped up at midcourt. Freeland up and in, and that's about 24 points unofficially for Leanne Freeland, and the fans for Southern Indiana are definitely very happy to see her back into this ball game.
Well, it took a while. IPFW, the first 2 baskets of the game. 17-10, 23 minutes into the game, Southern Indiana the first lead, and IPFW all out of kilter on the offense.
IPFW forcing their passes right now. They need to just pull out their offense a little bit, take a little bit more time. Jenny Newhart forced the pass inside, and Southern Indiana was able to obtain the basketball. And Leanne's going to drive the lane, shoots. This time it's no good, and Jenny Newhart all over the rebound.
This time down the floor, give it to Lindy and see what happens.
They go to Leah Sheets. She drives the lane, no good, and a blocking foul is called. And it would have been real nice if Leah could have had that off the glass. The foul's called on number 23, Missy Hart. That's only her second foul. Coming in is number 51, Kathy Teapool. And she's going to give Leah Freeland a break. So Leanne up to unofficially about 24 points.
Yeah, she's got 24. They've been a noisy 24 too. 7 in the second half, and the score at the break was what was it, 47-38?
That's right, 9 points.
I believe it was. So that makes it a well, it was a 13-2 run, now a 13-3 run.
And we said Southern Indiana, if you don't come out aggressive against them, they're going to be right back, and that's where they are. IPFW with a chance to go back up by 1 here, and that one is no good. And Kathy Teapool with the rebound. Southern Indiana with a very quick tempo, and they've played it all game. It took them a while to get going on it, but right now it's real effective, and a drive to the lane, and the shot's no good, and a fight for the rebound.
Sheets has numbers.
That's right, Sheets gets it. Dottie Porch, Dottie dishes it back to Leah, way to go, because Dottie had nowhere to go. Leah Sheets cut to the other side, and she was wide open. So it's 52-50 IPFW here, 15:56, a lot of time to go here in the second half, and I think we're in for a real good ball game.
Gotta make some hay while Freeland's on the bench.
Teapool to Pope. A little bit of pressure from Southern Indiana at half court. Sticky man-to-man into Dottie Porch. The roll is good. Nice move, and if they can get Dottie going on the inside, that'll help free up Missoula a little bit, and then free up Lindy to the outside. And we've got a traveling violation on Eileen Weber.
Well, that'd be nice. It's Dottie's first basket of the night. She missed her first 3 shots in the first half. Dottie is so athletic. She is the best leaper on the floor.
That's right.
And if you get her the ball in the low post, one-on-one, she'll put it up on the glass.
Dottie gets a lot of practice. She plays volleyball for IPFW right before this, and a blocking call as Lindy Jones drove the baseline, and we believe that's going to be the 4th foul.
That is her 4th.
On Missy Hart.
And Freeland's checking back in. Brief rest for her. Fouls even at 2 apiece. Good characters check right there for IPFW.
That's right, Lindy Jones, tough shot, good, removed by Dottie Porch, and Missoula ends up with it. Tough shot, no good, and somehow Leanne Freeland ended up with the ball.
Is that the 4th? They're going to give it to Missoula, I believe. That's a huge foul. Oh my.
And she knew that was going to be on her.
It's just her 3rd.
It
still hurts.
That's right. It's her 3rd, though. I'd rather see that. Lindy Jones coming down to put on a little bit of pressure, but Southern Indiana gets it in. Freeland wide open. Dottie all over. Weber drives, dishes it to Freeland. I tell you, the moves that she has once she gets the ball in her hands are amazing, and she's going to be back at the stripe.
That time Dottie just has to stay with Freeland instead of trying to help out.
We take a look at it there as Freeland just moved around. Dottie was forced to move from her position and got her with the arm. 54-52 IPFW lead, and it's cut by 1 there. So a chance to tie this game up for about the 3rd time here in the second half, and the second one is good. So IPFW hanging on, though. They're not giving up. Screaming Eagles came back and got right back into this game, but IPFW is hanging on and I'm sure we're going to see them play well here the rest of the second half.
Well, what IPFW was doing was this, down in the low post in the first half, just pounding it inside and letting the low post people work Freeland over.
And Missoula got that too, and a three-point shot, no good, but rebound by Southern Indiana, and IPFW definitely wants to maintain the boards with this team, not give them that second chance. Second shot is up and way off the mark. Daria Whittekamp with the tough shot, so IPFW here with the chance to make up two.
Swing pass is open to Jones across the court.
That was a cheap foul, that's for sure. Dottie Porch was looking to get the ball, and it was just a little bit of a wraparound, not much.
See, I'm a lip reader. That's what Chancellor Duke is.
There you go, 51, Kathy Teeple. That's her fourth foul. So coming in for Southern Indiana is going to be Kirita Bonner, and Kathy Teeple is going to take a seam. She's only a freshman for Southern Indiana, so they have a couple young players that are playing very well for them. Shot by Missoula, no good, and a chase for the rebound. It's going to be out of bounds to IPFW.
Lindy might have assisted her to the chair. Gotten away with one.
It was a bump, Paul. It was just a bump, friendly bump after the ball. Nothing intended by it. That's why the official didn't call the foul.
33 is going to pick up a technical if she went over the end line. That's a technical, I believe. Maybe not.
No.
Or is it a warning? You get a warning first, then a technical?
It must have been.
See, I normally rely on the color person to fill that in.
Well, that's all right. We'll both just assume that was the warning then. She was all over, that's for sure. And we can't see with the bench right in front of us.
The defender's not supposed to have any extremities over that plane, the line there, sideline.
Leah Sheets blocked by Leanne Freeland. And that's a tough break for IPFW.
Should have gone with the left hand that time.
That's right, 56-54 though. IPFW still up by 2. Southern Indiana spreading out. And they get the basket, driving the lane, Eileen Weber.
You got to force Weber to the middle of the floor. It's pretty simple, just force her that way. She's shown that she can go both left and right.
Lindy Jones, no good. Dottie Porch with the rebound, up and no good. And a battle for the ball.
And 22, I believe, was on the sideline, so it's going the other way.
That's right.
IPFW, that's correct.
Thank you for it. He pointed to the line for quite a while. Yes, we know she's on the line. She's laying across the line. We'll see what happens here. Lindy dishes it inside to Sheets, and that's a good move. Good cut to the basket and a quick up, and she's fouled.
I'm not sure about that one. It looked like Deb Pope cut a lot of orange on that ball.
It's all right, you move fast like that and put the ball up quick, you're likely to get the call your way.
It's the second time they've run that little curl consecutive possession. Sheets down underneath.
I'm sure they wish that was on Freeland. But she's still sitting okay because she has 2 fouls and it's 13-11 here.
Yeah, she picked up her second just 3:45 into the game.
And that second one is good, so IPFW hanging on to a 2-point lead.
Give an assist on those free throws to Port. She came out of nowhere with 3 Southern Indiana players to get an offensive rebound, keep it alive.
Good, tough man-to-man defense and forced Daria Whittekamp to throw the ball a little bit wide, and it went out of bounds for Southern Indiana, and IPFW gets a chance here to go up possibly by 4 as Recker drives the lane, nowhere to go. Missoula sees Lindy way open by 3, count it. 1, 2, 3, 61-56, IPFW leads. I tell you what, if they can do that, dish it down low, set her up outside, you're going to see that fall.
Perhaps a little crisper because that play was all broken down.
That was definitely travel. You got to put the ball down before you move your foot.
Just finished that point down at the other end. IPFW, Wendy Recker picked up the dribble, was in trouble. Tara Missoula stepped in, flashed in, got the ball, so Lindy out of the corner of her eye. Good play.
Recker
to
Missoula, and she gets the foul.
Shot foul.
And Eileen Weber, and I believe that's her 4th.
Is that wishful thinking?
Is that wishful thinking?
Let me check here. Let me double check.
Set third, I was close. I was wishing for 4. I thought she might have drawn the other one earlier, but she didn't get it. So that's my mistake, but that's all right. 3 fouls, we'll take it.
Weber has been on the floor a lot for Southern Indiana. She's been one of the warriors out there the whole time.
And we'll take another look at that. Dish off to Missoula. That's a tough break. She pretty much put her shoulder into her, but
Weber got a little bit of hit going as Missoula was going up. You learn those things when you play basketball, the little things, the hand on the elbow or the hand on the hip, just push them out of the way a little bit.
I played basketball, Paul. I was a clean player. I didn't do those kind of things. The dish to Freeland, and she gets the ringer. So she's up to about 27 points, and that's a wild guess. I'm sure you have that figure a lot
28.
closer. Well, I was
28.
close for a wild guess then, 28. So 63-58, but a turnover by IPFW, and Southern Indiana tries to get going again. They still really have never had control of this game. IPFW playing very well. 11:50 left though, a lot of time, and we'll see if Lindy and Wendy and Leah Sheets can maintain the speed. And there's a good rebound for IPFW, so we'll see what happens.
Well, not only does Freeland do the job offensively, but she was saying a screen, and she basically just cleared out for Missy Hart to go down to the glass the last time. Check his possession out and watch how Freeland moves around with the ball. She never stops, and that adds so much to the game. I'm sure. Heard the cliche, you got to move your feet to get open. You just can't stand around and expect the ball to come to you.
They dish it inside, the short jumper, good by Deb Pope. And it's a 3-point ball game, IPFW. Lindy Jones finds Dottie Porch. Dottie rolls, shoots, and Freeland had a hand on it, but it wasn't good enough for a foul. Dottie take it right back up. Oh, we'll take that as a pass to Leah Sheets.
Was that an assist?
Up for 2. We'll count that as an assist.
Oh, it goes in the book as an assist.
Sure. And a traveling call against Southern Indiana. So IPFW here playing very well. And I tell you what, Freeland has got her arms in there and got away with a couple. And there's a good shot. That's Lindy's shot out there.
That's just a 2.
That's still her shot. Anywhere out there outside the perimeter, leave her wide open.
Lindy's a D1 player, no doubt about it.
Freeland rolls, gets the basket, and the foul against Dottie Porch.
And so's Freeland.
Foul on number 23, Dottie Porch. That's her 4th. Brianne Freeland will go to line 2.
We have a visitor up here, Christy.
Yeah, we have a little one that's decided. We're going to take another look at this. Nice roll, just right through the defense. Missoula didn't want to touch her and draw the foul. Dottie just kind of got her with the body, and
31.
she was pretty much uncontested there for those 2 and that extra one, the 3. And it's 67-63. Oh, Leah Sheets all the way!
Back door, Deb Pope fell asleep. Sheets faked like she was coming out to curl out, pop out, and then went baseline. Mismatch right now.
That's right. They're looking to go inside. Oh, a tough shot for Weber, and she doesn't get it. And we're going to get a foul finally. Dottie battling underneath really hard, and Deb Pope is called with the shove.
I was just going to say a mismatch. Deb Pope does not have the speed to go around Dottie Porch on the outside. However, Deb Pope, if she spotted up, could catch Porch on a screen. Now Pope is coming out. She has not shown the 3-point shooting we thought we'd see earlier from her, as we mentioned. Beginning the first half, 52% from behind the arc.
That's right. It was her 3rd foul. Lindy Jones, we just talked about how that is her shot, but a good rebound for IPFW. Leah Sheets pulls it back out. Reset the clock. Did hit the rim. Missoula, she's going to roll. Take it up against Freeland. It doesn't fall, and Weber ends up with the rebound.
Good job by Dottie Porch down on the offensive end, working the glass. tipped it that time and let Leah Sheets come out of there. Now Ford's trying with a steal. That's a foul on 33. A bad call. The official was shielded that time. I can't believe he missed that one. That is a bad call. Karita Bonner had her arm away from Dottie Porch. See if we can check that one out in the replay. Might be asking for a lot here, but that'd be nice to get another look at that because that's number 5.
That's right.
And I think that was just a blown call.
That's a real tough call against Dottie. IPFW leading here by 6, 69 to 63.
Jenny Newhart's going to check in for Dottie.
And Jenny sitting with 4 fouls, so she has no choice to bring her in. I think she would have liked to have seen her sit on the bench just a little bit longer, hoping that she wouldn't be in foul trouble with her 5th.
Both teams with 6 fouls. Next foul both ways, be 1 and 1.
Both teams battling very hard right now in this game. They get it into Freeland, and the push isn't going to be called.
Well, that was a mismatch because Wendy Recker on Freeland.
So that was another 2 for Freeland.
Got her with 33, we'll have to check that. She's got half the points. Southern Indiana, now she's really leaning on Newhart.
That's right, they're going to battle it down underneath. Newhart in a lot worse shape than she is, and Lindy Jones gets the roll.
Chancellor Dugan, the Southern Indiana coach, working the official for an offensive foul on Lindy Jones.
She's been working the official since the beginning. She hasn't been real happy.
Freeland just never stops.
And never not gets the roll. Freeland with another roll and another chance for a 3 from the line. And yeah, the players better hug her because like you said, Paul, she's got half of their points. Without her, there's not a lot out there. But I tell you what, that's a lot of times what makes a great team. It just takes one individual. So Missoula now with her 4th foul as well. 8:42, a lot of time remaining for IPFW to have 2 players in basic, big time foul trouble here. 8:40 left, 71-68. And Lindy Jones gets it into Missoula. She takes on Freeland, doesn't get the ball. Leah Sheets tries to get down for the rebound, unable to do so. They look inside, and Weber's wide open. Watch her, she likes that shot. This time she didn't get the roll, but her own rebound. And Leah Sheets got her hand on the ball, and they're going to try to dish it all the way down to her. Unable to get there. Karita Bonner gets a hand on the ball.
Once again, Leah Sheets out in front of the pack, and it's not that she's releasing early because she's down there in the low post battling for a rebound. She just hustles back.
That's right. Oh, good break for IPW's. Wendy Recker gets her own rebound. Sheets with it.
Thank you very much.
And the foul will be called on Weber. That is her 4th this time. And the foul before the shot, so the basket isn't good.
1 and 1 instead. 17 foul on Southern Indiana. Leah just was up the line 2 minutes ago. It's 2 of 2.
So it's a 3-point ball game. IPFW still in control. And Sheets sinks the first one. Coming into the game is number 51, Kathy Teepool.
Sheets 75% free throw shooter.
So a chance to stretch this lead back out to 5. And she does it. Southern Indiana still battling to finally have a lead in this game. They haven't seen one. And that's the person that's going to help them, if anybody.
Well, that pass cannot get down there. I mean, once Freeland team escaped me for a moment, don't know why, gets established on the block like that. Missoula with 4 fouls can't do anything.
Missoula, though, drains that for 2. So IPFW, don't give up. Okay, you give Freeland one, but they go right back down and get a quick bucket for themselves. Once again, Freeland inside, and the foul's going to be on Leah Sheets.
That's the 4th on her.
But luckily this time the ball didn't, I shouldn't say the ball didn't fall through. Leah didn't get the roll.
Surprisingly, she doesn't get a 3-point play out of it.
I think she's seen 3 or 4 of those.
2 this half. 35 points, 35 out of the 70.
And we take another look at that.
Can't fault Leah Sheets. She has been on the floor the entire way.
That's right. Battling hard, and both of those fall, so it's back to a 3-point game for IPFW. Once again, though, they've been able so far to come back down and just get a deuce of their own. We'll see what happens. Recker goes outside to Sheets. Sheets looks for the lane, and it's closed way off. Jenny Newhart.
Well, I need some offense from Jenny, and she's a
Double dribble. Tried to give and go, but she had to put the ball down before she did it, and she got called for the double dribble. And so, once again, we got another check-in, number 11, Deb Pope coming back into the game for Daria.
Go ahead, take a crack at that, Nick.
Wittenkamp. W-E-I-T-E-K-A-M-P. You gotta love those names, and every team has at least one. They're driving the lane, and they get it. Missy Hart. They like that move from the outside, dribble in 2 or 3 steps.
Makes it really effective is when you have Freeland rolls down low with it, so you have 2 options. You can either put up the shot, react to what the defensive player does, or dish to Freeland.
That's right, Jenny Newhart with a tough break there. That was her shot. She was within her realm. Just a little bit tough off the glass, and it didn't go. This could be the opportunity for Southern Indiana. I believe this would be their first lead of the game.
Ooh, I don't know about that one either.
And Freeland, to be the one to get the call on is it's pretty amazing or significant, as much as she has been their factor for this game.
Oh, she can put it on the floor from 18 feet and shoot it from 15 too.
Lindy Jones from 3-point land. And it's good, and I tell you how good. They got to stop the play to get the net back down. 78-74, so back up with a quick 4-point lead, and that was a real good shot by Lindy Jones. In order to get that 3, they just dished it in and back out to her as usual. And
she's trying to draw the 4th on Newhart.
I think we're going to see that. There's a few players, they're just going to take it inside. They know IPFW has the fouls. It's going to get somebody out of the inside. Once again, the dish off, give and go. Lindy Jones gets the roll for 3. Lindy Jones lighting it up, and Pam Bowden wants a timeout. 81-74. And Lindy Jones causing some frustration for Southern Indiana with 5:36 left to go. And we'll be right back. Stay with us after these messages.
First-year IPFW women's basketball coach Pam Bowden is enjoying a fine preseason after coming to IPFW from the University of Alaska Anchorage. She has inherited a club which returns no seniors but still enjoys one of the top ratings in the Great Lakes Valley Conference. We want you to tune in every Wednesday at 7:30 to find out more information about the IPFW women's basketball team all season long.
And we're back, and I tell you what, it's rocking and rolling here at the Gates Center. Lindy Jones with 2 3-pointers here just in the last 30 seconds of the game to put IPFW back up 81-74. In fact, Freeland traveled, and that would have been the first opportunity for Southern Indiana to take the lead. And Jones turns around and gets 2 3-pointers, and now once again IPFW just is out in front for the Screaming Eagles to try to get back into this. I don't know.
Just got handed the stats. IPFW 50% from the field. Lindy Jones 29, and maybe we're sandbagging a little bit on Freeland. She has 40.
Jeez, 40 points and a good rebound by Leah Sheets, and a real bad foul there for Southern Indiana, and that's going to be on number 51, and I think that's her 5th foul.
It is her 5th.
Kathy Teepool is going to have to go to the bench.
And looks like Elaine Weber coming back in with 4 fouls.
That's right, so they're going to also have to play with a couple players out there with 4.
I guess you could call her Eileen. She probably goes by that since that's what they have listed. 1-1, got to shoot the free throws the rest of the way. IPFW 71% from the free throw line coming in tonight. They are 20 28. Quick math says that's right around 71%. 21 and 28 is 75. So. And Leah Sheets, well, she's a good one to have on there. 9 of 10.
Make it 10 of 11.
10 of 11. Okay, go for that. Another look at the board by Sheets, rather. Sort of a ticky-tack foul.
You don't want to get those kind of fouls, especially at this time in the game. 5:22. You were right back into the ball game.
I thought Southern Indiana rushed a three-point shot that time down the floor. I mean, Freeland 40 points. She could score at will. Feed her the ball.
Weber looking to go the baseline. Back door was shut off that time by Sheets, though. Finally, they are aware that that's where she's been going all night long.
And now they got double load post. Freeland pops out the flash with 10 on the clock.
Freeland goes in, and Missoula got real lucky as she slapped at that. And Newhart's going to be out of the ball game. Reaching in to get that rebound. She would have liked to have got that called a jump ball, but it's not. And we're going to take our first look tonight of Barb Derry. And this is a tough point in the ball game to have not seen any time played so far this evening and have to walk in here with 4:58 remaining and step into that role.
Well, what it does defensively now, you put Leah Sheets in a position where she has to guard Weber down low, and Derry's going to have to guard Bonner at the line. Of course, that's double duty because both the Sheets and Missoula were 4 personal fouls.
Well, we'll have to see what happens. The last chapter of the book yet to be written. IPFW up for the challenge, 83-74, 4:52 remaining here. And this would be a major upset if IPFW could beat Southern Indiana and hang on to this game. Oh, nice dish inside, but a good move by Weber. No, it's off the hands of Southern Indiana. It's going to stay IPFW's ball.
13 on the clock.
Enough time to easily set up a good play, get a good shot. They don't want to rush it. Right now, they'd rather take some of that time off the clock. They get it into Missoula. Wendy Recker almost loses the ball. High pass, she drives the baseline wide open, no good.
Gotta get it on the rim, 4 on the clock.
Missoula with a soft touch and a look at Freeland like, if you can do it, watch out, because I can too, you better get on me. Hart brings the ball down, dishes it inside to Freeland. There's an easy 2. Can't let that ball inside. 85-76. IPFW has stretched this lead back out to 9. And 4:07 remaining. Barb Derry, like we said, she has a tough role here. Just basically hold on to the ball and not lose it and get it to somebody, I think, who's been playing very well right now. Oh, and
that was a block by Freeland.
Freeland, I was going to say, is that who got the hands on it? Oh, and a nice break for IPFW as Hart was going to feed Freeland, but IPFW was all over her. They tried to dish it out to Weber, and I tell you, she gets up awful slow. She's been on the hardwood more than once this evening.
And the wood's pretty hard. She's scrambled for that one.
She has scrambled all night. But luckily it went out of bounds. IPFW with the ball. Lindy Jones drives, shoots off the glass. That time she did a Freeland move right through 2 Southern Indiana players. 87-76. It's an 11-point lead for IPFW, 3:25 remaining. And I've seen some of the steam come out of Southern Indiana.
Sheets with a step in. You're watching 2 Division I players, and Lindy Jones, Leanne Freeland tonight. Jones with 31, Freeland with 42. Freeland could have been better. She's missed 4 free throws. One of them was a 1-and-1.
15 seconds left on the shot clock, 3:15 on the game clock. Freeland with the ball, you know she's going to drive the lane. Missoula with the foul and the shot off the glass. Once again, Freeland with 2 more points. I'm not going to count it, but she's been pretty effective, 2+1. She's gotten a lot of threes.
The funny thing is, she hasn't shot a three-pointer all year long in 16 games. And she's had like 5 of them if she converts on this one tonight. More importantly, though, Missoula now will have to come out, and who do you put in? Because Porch and Newhart are already gone. First time we've seen her tonight.
I tell you what, Missoula has been a major factor for IPFW, offensively and defensively.
And Medissa Holmes getting set to check in. A little trade-off in height, you might say.
A big trade-off in height. Medissa Holmes is a 5'3" freshman out of Indianapolis, Indiana, and she's going to take Missoula's spot at a 6'1". So it's going to have to be some shifting, thus the timeout, I believe, by Pam Bowden.
There's no way.
Want to talk about this a little bit.
There is no way that Holmes is going to go down and guard Freeland. No way. 5'3".
I don't think so.
Expect, well, Leah Sheets has done a marvelous job, and she's going to have to guard her now down low post. One thing, if you don't know, women's college basketball has just a 30-second shot clock. So you're looking at IPFW. If they do want to run some clock, they're going to have at least, help me out here, Christy. If Southern Indiana plays quickly, they're going to have to at least 5 possessions. At least, I'm going to say at least 5 possessions if they run a lot of clock.
That's right.
So with a 9-point lead, possibly down to 8, IPFW really needs about, I'm not a math major, but I'm going to say they need 3 more baskets, and I think they can pretty much seal this one. Remember, both teams are in the bonus. No 2-shot bonus, just 1 and 1.
That's right. IPFW's lost a couple of their key factors to foul trouble tonight, but Southern Indiana has also lost 1, and they have another player in foul trouble out there. So, you know, you got Freeland out there, and she's your major contributor, but Lindy Jones is going nowhere for IPFW. So we may see a lot of baskets here in the last 3-10, and it may be those two, and not a lot of defense. Well, for IPFW, they just got to maintain offensively right now. And she missed it, a brick, and an IPFW rebound. Wendy Recker with the ball, and that's a good break for the Lady Dons. Wendy Recker drives, loses the ball. Weber going to dish it off to Hart. Hart takes it.
Good foul.
Good foul, and that's the speed that you're going to see out of Medissa Holmes.
She's just a freshman out of Indianapolis, Indiana.
That's all right. She can afford 4 more before the game's over with 2:56 remaining. I'd rather put them on the line instead of give them an easy 2.
It's a breakaway, and Hart is only 68% from the line. I mean, she's going in. Obviously, Hart is not going to run any clock off.
That's right. We saw another shot at that. So we'll see what happens here from the line. 87-78, 9-point lead for IPFW. A chance to bring it down to 8, and she gets the bounce. So it's an 8-point ball game with 2:56. You definitely, you know, you'd rather see that than the 2, but you definitely would rather see the clock running also instead of somebody standing at the line with the free baskets. And the second one's no good. Rebound by Lindy Jones, and I tell you what, she had a couple arms around her, but nothing was called. And we got
Bonner picking up the foul. That might be her fifth.
And that was away from the ball, so that was. Yeah, we're losing track. We had so many players with 3 fouls. It's her 4th.
It's only her 4th. I'm sorry.
That's all right, though. They have a couple players out there with 4 now, so they're in as much trouble as IPFW.
Right, they've got 2 players out the court with 4, and IPFW with Leah Sheets with 4.
Lindy solid from the line.
32 points for Lindy Jones. She comes in 80% from the free throw line.
Oh, that's a bad call.
They can't do that. Once the ball is in the shooter's hand, the buzzer should have never sounded. Now they're going to reset.
And you wouldn't think that would happen at your home court, but it didn't affect Lindy. She sinks the second one.
No problemo.
So back up to a 9-point lead for IPFW. Just good, tough defense here.
I tell you though, Lindy's look over the scorer's table was not too complimentary.
That was a shot. If a look could kill, the person or 1 or 2 people along that bench are dead. And a quick shot, no good. Oh, that was a tough break. Freeland put it up, and I tell you, it looked like Lindy had all ball.
Sheets almost picked up her 5th foul.
Freeland to the line.
She's at 10 of 15 from the
Take
line.
another look at it. I don't know. I think Lindy got all ball in the second one, but that's a lot easier to call way up here than it is down on the floor.
Sure, the view's really good.
She really reached for that one. I think she knows that they're in a position where they need every point possible, and they can't afford to miss any from the line, and she was 2 for 2 that time.
And the good news is they've only cut into IPFW's 9-point lead by 2. IPFW has run 40 seconds on it.
That's right. Wendy Recker looking for Lindy Jones. Back out to Sheets. Barb Derry at the top of the key. Out to Lindy Jones. Wide open from three-point line! Lindy Jones. There's a hot hand from three, and it's 92-81. And back with the hand on the defense. Almost a foul, though, as she reached back around the second time. They dish it into Freeland. Off the glass.
That's a good trade, 3 for 2. Lindy Jones, how hot? 4 of 4 from 19 plus. The all-hands team in for IPFW right now. You have really 4 guards, and Leah Sheets handled the ball a lot last year at Columbia City.
And another player for Southern Indiana with foul trouble. Deb Pope has 4 fouls.
She hasn't done much tonight for them, frankly. She has 6 points coming into the contest. She was the second leading scorer, scratched that third leading scorer at 10 plus. She has not done it from 3-point range.
You too can join in the excitement of IPFW athletics by participating in the Royal Dons Club. The Royal Dons Club is the official booster club for IPFW's athletic teams. Members enjoy priority seating at all IPFW sports, events, food, and refreshments in the hospitality room, admission to IPFW sports media luncheons, and association with other Mastodon supporters, just to name a few benefits. For information on becoming a member of the Royal Dons Club, call Jan Walko at 481-6642 or write to Royal Dons Club, 2101 Coliseum Boulevard East, Fort Wayne, Indiana, 46805. And if you get confused on all that and that was up too fast and you went to get a pencil and you didn't have time to write it down, well, it'll be up again in the men's game.
Stick around.
Stick
the
around.
men's game is following this one approximately 20 minutes after the conclusion of this contest. And Southern Indiana, quite a punch. Number 3 in the women's poll in Division II and number 5 in the men's poll. Between them, the two teams have just 3 losses, maybe number 4.
That's right, IPFW looking to hand them their 4th loss.
9-point lead, 1:53 to go, and if you could be a university and you wanted to be Southern Indiana, you might want to foul Mendissa Holmes. She is just a freshman. She has only 8 free throw attempts on the year, hit 5 of them. And you probably don't want to foul Wendy Recker.
No, Wendy's tough in the line and she sinks the first, and it's back up to a 10-point ball game. I'm sure it's...
Well, I'm going to bail myself out. She's only 63% from the line, but in the
two.
clutch, she'll hit them.
There you go. She hits 2. Sure, Paul, no problem. 1:52 remaining, and it's back to an 11-point lead for IPFW. And inside to Freeland, up and off the glass. And I think we could just hit a recording for that one. We've seen that all night long.
Freeland was over the line. The ball hit the sideline when she reached down in it.
And they've put full court pressure on Freeland on the line there. Derry with the short and the tough time to look around finds Mendissa wide open, and a foul on Freeland. That's only her 3rd, and that's who they want to put on the line. They'd rather see her. Their coach, Chancellor Dugan, was yelling, get on her, foul her, because they didn't want the ball to be in anybody else's hands.
This is how good Freeland is. She went 35 minutes before picking up her 3rd foul. She picked up her 2nd foul just 3:45 into the game.
And I tell you what, that's a clutch shot. Mendissa Holmes, and she had a little bit of a cha-ching with her arm after that one, like, yes, I really needed that. And she gets 2, so, hey, go ahead and foul her. She got the 2 that she needed. 1:36 remaining. It's back to 11-point lead for the Lady Dons. What an exciting game for them. And a 3-point shot. Oh, and off the glass. Good for Deb Pope. We haven't seen that yet tonight. Barb Derry running the sidelines, gets it in. Wendy Recker, she sees Lindy Jones wide open. Lindy puts it up off the glass, no good, but she's fouled. And I think they called that on number 11, and even though she's not a factor, that she's out. But I tell you where it doesn't. We talked about this earlier. There's a lot of other players that aren't key factors offensively for them, but that's their 2nd player on the bench with 5 fouls. And that only leaves them 2 players to come in and replace. So
what hurts is they need the 3-point shooting of Deb Pope right now. You're not going to get it when she's sitting on a blue chair with her shoes curled underneath the front legs of the chair, and instead Karita Bonner comes in.
And we're going to take another look at that. shot as we saw Lindy Jones hit the floor. And they send in Bonner. Bonner has for you taken a different angle, and there's a better one where you can see the foul. She was a little surprised to get it, but it was definitely there. And so IPFW really stretching it out here at the end. I thought that when they let Southern Indiana tie it up, they were going to have some difficulty, but they have just been out there ready to play and not ready to let them at all back into this ball game. Tune into Channel 6 next Saturday evening, February 4th at 6 o'clock to watch the Lady Eagles from Ashland University take on the IPFW Lady Dons. Then at 8 o'clock, the Ashland men's team match up with the IPFW Mastodons. Catch all the action of GLVC basketball right here on Channel 6. And I tell you, you can't catch much better basketball than this right here at IPFW. And there's a little fan, and he is really enjoying the action of the game. And actually, the drum that was just beating there during the break. IPFW, I'm sure.
Drum's beating right now for Southern Indiana, down by 8, and Jones on the free throw line. Obviously, you have to come down and look for a three-point shot somewhere down the line. I think you might see Freeland punch it down low to her and try and press. That way you know you get a basket out of Freeland, put the press on, maybe get a turnover.
That's right. They're going to look for a quick turnover, and if not, a quick foul. They've got to keep that clock. The clock is a big factor right now for Southern Indiana. And they've got to get to the line as best as they can.
Break right now. Chancellor Dugan is checking on how many timeouts are left. She believes she has one. And IPFW, she is saying, has none. We'll try and catch the scuttlebutt on this. Anyway, just to continue that point, Freeland now. Now let me add this up here. 48 points. 48 points. I don't know what her career high is. I would assume it was 46 against Ashland.
48 out of 88 points.
Let's see, Freeland, she has gone this year 32, 32, 28, 29, and then 46 against Ashland University. So Ashland's going to be a good game next Saturday. They're the traveling partner of IPFW, so IPFW will have all week to prepare for that game. It will be a good one because they beat Southern Indiana by 8 points, and up until that point, Southern Indiana was undefeated, number 3 in the nation.
That's right, and they're looking for their second loss tonight. The bench is up and trying to help out IPFW to keep the momentum their way. This is a long break. I tell you, they better explain it to IPFW coach.
It was the timeout situation, and that makes a difference for Southern Indiana because the clock will run. They have just one more chance to stop the clock.
That's right.
I'm talking after a made basket, the clock will run.
And the coach was letting them know they have one timeout they can call if they need it. Lindy Jones from the line. Couple still crucial shots. You never know what Southern Indiana can do, and she's solid, though. She sinks the first.
Well, she was 4 of 8 before that one.
So. No, we're positive at this point in the game, Paul. She's solid from the line, and let's just make it 2 of 2, and she does. IPFW once again up by 10. 1:15 left to go. Southern Indiana looking for a very quick basket. They don't have time to run it off. Good defense by Holmes for coming in, and a steal by Lindy Jones. Reach around there. Connor, I believe that's her 5th foul.
That is number 5 on her, so we just had a foul festival tonight. And Lindy Jones trying for 40 points. She has 38, going to the line for a 1-and-1. And for the second time in 3 games, IPFW is going to break the century mark.
That's positive attitude. We like that.
Oh, well, 105 left. I'm assuming someone's going to
get at least one if they don't get the 2 from the line. Well, let's just be positive. That's the century marks right here with Lindy, though, from the line.
I take that back. Before she was not for, now she is 8 of 12. So she's 8 of 12 from the line. That's more respectable than 4 of 8. So 75%, she's about on target, 80% coming in. And right now, Chancellor Dugan is using the full minute she has to replace a player after that player fouls out. A smart move by Lindy Jones not to get on the line, compose herself.
That's right. Bowden hustling the team back to the lane, and Lindy here with a couple more shots, and Curita Bonner shaking her head on the bench. Cannot believe that. I think IPFW is going to hand them a loss here. The miss by Lindy Jones, but the rebound by Leah Sheets, and the foul by Dario Whittekamp, I had no problems earlier. Why did you do that? You forced me to say, take a challenge at that name.
This is a person you don't want to see on the line if you're Chancellor Dugan. 11 of 12. Leah Sheets tonight from 15 feet.
That's right. She hasn't been at the stripe for a little bit, but 10 points up, 103 as IPFW continues to tick the clock away. And she sinks that one. And she sinks the second.
1 minute and 100 on the board.
IPFW 12-point lead. Southern Indiana scrambling for someone to be open. They try to get it into Freeland. They do. She turns around, shoots off the glass. This time it's no good. And Record's going to get called for the foul as she reached around and caught the arm of Rebecca Tillema.
Just want to mention that you want to stick around later, Christy, will go down and do the post game on the floor. Dandy Dons, who do you like?
Let's leave it up and see if they can even figure out who they might be. I'm not going to tell ahead of time.
Well, put it this way. Leah Sheets has been on the floor the entire way, 23 points. Lindy Jones has been on the floor the entire way, 38 points. Wendy Recker, 15 assists or 14 assists. She's been on the floor the entire way. I don't know.
I have no idea. I just go down to the floor, Paul. And that one's good, 100 to 89. And they get the ball in bounds. Foul Lindy, foul Lindy. And the foul's going to be on Leah Freeland, her fourth.
44 seconds left. It's just going to be garbage time to pick up some points at the free throw line for IPFW. All they have to do is really cash in 2 out of every 3, and they're going to be okay and come out of here with a victory. And it's going to be a big one. It's going to put IPFW back in the conference race. They're 3-5 coming in. It's going to put them at 4-5 and knock Southern Indiana down to 7-2.
Those were good, 102 to 89. Southern Indiana looking for a quick basket. Missy Hart drives the lane, no good. Rebound, and almost got away with it. Wendy Record tried to get down the court and get away, and Freeland was forced to foul. That's her 5th foul. And she will take a seat on the bench once again. Chancellor Dugan is going to take her full time, and she's walking out on the court, out on the floor, giving the officials a little bit of a piece of her mind. I'm not sure if she's real satisfied with the way this game was called.
Well, unofficially, and we'll have to check this, I have her for 48 points. So she had 46 Thursday. That was a career high. Knocked it up tonight, 48. Lindy Jones, CH, career high with 40. Her previous best was 33. So both these players making strong arguments that they want to be a Great Lakes Valley Conference Player of the Year.
That's right. First one is nothing but net by Wendy. And the second one is up, no good. Rebound, that's all right. Try to slow the ball down just a little bit. 30 seconds remaining. 3-point shot up and good by Weber. And the last timeout is going to be called.
You can book this one. 10 points and 28 seconds to go. IPFW with a huge win. It's the biggest win of Coach Pam Bowden's career here at IPFW. First-year coach out of Alaska Anchorage. Come in here and just dominate Southern Indiana from the first half and then stick around. Southern Indiana put a run on them, but they never got up by more than 1 or 2 points in the second half. I believe it was only 2 at 54-52. Might have been Southern Indiana's biggest lead of the game. IPFW, great resiliency, and the 3-point shooting of Lindy Jones at clutch times, back-to-back baskets, 81-74, and IPFW has walked the rest of the way.
That's right.
Especially to the free throw line.
And they've been very consistent from there so far this evening, so it's been very difficult for Southern Indiana. A team usually likes to force someone onto the line, make them make the shots, and IPFW has answered all those calls for the most part, and they lead this game 103 to 92. And I tell you what, those girls are going to go home very tired tonight. They have played hard, a very up-tempo, quick game, offensively and defensively, and they've been able to make up every point that Freeland has been able to put up, and then some.
Now this one is very sweet. IPFW started off 1-4, 4 straight losses in the Great Lakes Valley Conference. Now they're going to win their 3rd game in a row. And all week to prepare for Ashland. Get a little thing rolling here. Normally the top 3 teams in the Great Lakes Valley Conference have a great shot at making the field of 32 postseason in Division II. And IPFW doing some leapfrogging tonight with this win.
Mendissa Holmes, chance for a couple more points in this game. She gets her 3rd.
How about that free throw
100%
stop?
from the line. Hey, they go in. You know, everybody's got their own style, and if they go through, you can't really say much about it.
She doesn't even dribble, just sets the ball, feet spread, shoulder width apart, and I just put the whammy on her.
Yep. Yeah. You did or I did, one of us both. I've said 100% from the line, and she missed one. So 3 for 4 from the line. That drops you to 75% real quick. The 2nd and the 3rd shot, no good. The 4th shot up and in by Weber.
And IPFW with 8 seconds to go is going to come out of here with the W.
Tell you what, you wrap an arm around the neck, you might as well call it an intentional. They're really not going for the ball, but they've just got to hope that the IPFW would have missed all of these from the line. They haven't. At this point in the game, I think they would let the time go out. And Chancellor Dugan is just standing down there shaking her head. She has a real hard time, I think, believing this loss, that it's not even a 2-point. I mean, it's a 10-point. IPFW handing them a big loss tonight.
Well, the problem is you have Freeland score 48, and the rest of the team scores, what, 46? Am I math right? 46.
Yeah, that's definitely a tough loss here for Southern Indiana, but a great big win for IPFW. And we're going to be right back after these short messages, and stay with us for the final statistics of this game and to meet our Dandy Dons.
Who are we going to put down on the floor, Chris, before you get off the air? What do you like?
I like Lindy Jones. I like Leah
Lindy?
Sheets.